Musical Talk, the UK independent musical theatre podcast.
Hello, welcome to this week's episode of Musical Talk. This week, Andrew Edwards is going to be talking to his friend Leanne Fotheringham, who has released a single. So we'll start with a clip of that single. The single is called My Damage, and then you'll hear the discussion that Andy had with Leanne.
You never put your mark on me. Yeah, you thought that I was weak. I showed you the worst of me. I'm done with that. You're creeping at me through the phone. You keep telling me that she won't know. So I'll go on and live my life. Don't you worry about me, I'm fine. I can do this on my own. My girls will be at the end of the phone. If things go wrong, I'll pick up my own pieces. Cause it's my damage, my damage, my damage, my damage.
So for listeners at home, this is Leanne. We work together at Alton Towers. I have to say, whenever we're on shift together, I know we're always going to have a giggle.
Oh my gosh, yes. Always,
we're going to have a laugh.
always. The best. It's just too funny.
It is good fun, isn't it? And honestly, Leanne, you've got such a gorgeous singing voice. I love listening to you perform. It's absolutely fantastic. And you have a single released at the moment. Is that right?
I do have a single released. Yes, it's been in the pipeline for a good year.
Wow.
And yeah, we wrote it, practically a year ago. And it's just sort of been sat there. I've been off doing other bits and bobs, and then lockdown comes and you think, well, I've got nothing to do now, so I might as well get some songs out there for the public.
Absolutely. So obviously, we here at Musical Talk, we talk to a lot of different people from a lot of different walks of life. You know, we like to talk to as many performers, producers, actors, directors, agents. We like to get a broad scope of the industry, and that's why I really wanted to talk to you today, because obviously you are trying to break it into the pop world, which is someone we don't really have many sort of pop singers on. So it's I think it's going to be something really interesting for our listeners to to hear your sort of thoughts and what have you. So let's just start, Leanne. How did you get into performing in the first place? Let's go back. What made you become a performer?
Let's go back to the year 2000. I think that's when it began. I think I was about 5, and I just used to enter loads and loads of singing competitions on holiday. So me and my family would go to holiday parks on holiday, and I'd enter the singing competitions. And yeah, my first one, I was definitely around about 5 years old, and I think it was something as basic as Bar Bar Black Sheep.
Oh, wow.
And from then on, I think it just sort of progressed and grew from there, really.
Oh, that's brilliant. That's lovely. And so what when you left school and what have you, how did you go about sort of getting into the industry and becoming an entertainer? What did you what were your goals and why did you do it?
So I left school and I went to university to study music production and performance, which was amazing because I'm a bit geeky. I like the techie side of stuff. So mixing and mastering and recording and all that jazz, I find it quite interesting in making the music. So I went on to study that at uni for 3 years, which was fabulous. I was in a band. We did loads of cool venues. We had lots and lots of stuff going on, which was fabulous. And it was my first year of uni, actually, that I went down to the south coast to work for park resorts as an entertainer. So like I said, when I was younger, I always went to holiday camps on holiday, but I would always look at the entertainers and think, I could do that. I could entertain people. I could definitely, do some game shows, sing some songs, 100%. So yeah, I literally auditioned for them when I was allowed to, when I turned 18, because you have to be 18 to do it. And I got a job on the South Coast, which was very full on for anybody that hasn't worked on a holiday camp before. wow. I mean, it is intense. It is all day, every day, non-stop, every hour under the sun. Go to sleep, wake up, do it again the next day. Like, it's really full on, but it's really rewarding. Like, it's really fun. So I did that in the first year, and then the second year of uni, I went out to France and did the same thing in France, which was amazing. Absolutely loved it. And I did that again the following year. And then I came back from France and decided to stay in England. So I went to work at Flamingo Land, which again was fabulous. But for some reason, when I was there, I just felt like I needed a normal job. I felt like the entertaining was too much. It was too straining. And I just came back home and worked in a car garage.
No, fair enough.
So, you never know what's going to happen. And then I worked in the car garage for a year, loved that. Just wanted, sort of a normal life, normal 9 to 5, singing on the side, but just doing something normal. And then I wound up at Alton Towers, and here I am today, still there. So they must be doing something right.
Oh, we love. I know that I love having a shift with you. I always enjoy it, and we always have a laugh. But it's quite diverse, our job, isn't it? We do get to do a lot of different things, and it's I think the venues that we perform in are really lovely. So obviously. You've got a single out, as I say, and what struck me with this, because I've made no how do I put this? Pop music isn't my genre, shall we say?
Yes, I think know that.
I've made no. I've never shied away from saying that. Sometimes I find pop music to be a bit shallow, no substance to it, which is what it's not the style of music that I sometimes can't get into. It's just there's no story being told, and I like an immersive experience. That's why I got into musical theatre. I like stories to be told. But what I loved about your single, when I listened to the song first of all, is I knew exactly what you were saying, and you were giving, and there was a message there, and I think the message is really important for people of all ages. It's okay to have baggage. It's okay, to talk and to suffer, but not suffer in silence. And my favourite line in your song, when you're going to listen to this at home. When you say that you can phone your friends up if I need to. I know I can always talk to someone.
Yeah,
I loved that about your song. I thought it was really it was a lovely real moment, which you don't get in a lot of popular songs. So with your permission, we are going to play your song. Is that okay?
Yes, of course. I'd love it if you did that. That would be amazing.
Right,
Thank you.
Okay. So we'll just leave a little gap there, Leanne. We'll just be silent for a second. That's just so Nick can see in the recording where he's got to put the song in.
Okay.
Hopefully we can do that. I'm not sure about PR, what with PRS and what have you, but I think with your permission, we should be fine.
Yeah, that's fine.
If you want us to just play a sample of it as well, that's absolutely fine as well. If you don't want us to play the whole thing, that's not a problem.
I mean, it's up to you guys, whatever you're allowed to do, really. I mean, the more the better. If you can play the whole song, I'd love that. But if for some reason you can only play a section, then just do that. That's fine. Yeah,
cool. Okay, well, we'll go back in now then. So yeah, that was My Damage by Leanne. What a fantastic song.
Thank you very much. I am very proud of it, to be fair.
It's really professionally done. How did you put it together then? I mean, how would one even start on a journey and go, I'm going to release a song on iTunes? And I mean, I should mention as well where you can get this song. What platforms is it on? Very, very.
It's on everywhere, really. Can you hear them dogs?
Is that Simba?
No, it's not. I'm at home now, so it's my own dogs.
Oh, are you? Oh,
and the next door neighbours got dogs. Oh, golly. Guys, I'm trying to do an interview.
Love it.
They're all good. So you can get the song on Spotify, Apple Music, Deezer, Pandora, all the mainstream online music platforms. And there is also an audio version on YouTube. So anybody that likes a bit of YouTube, there's an audio version on there where you can listen to the whole song. So that's great.
Oh, that's fantastic. And I mean, how does one start a journey where you're actually going to release, because this is incredible, the fact that you've released a pop song. And literally, I searched for it on Spotify and it was the very first thing at the top. When I searched for it on iTunes, it was the first thing I saw. I just literally typed in My Damage and there it was. There was your face. Honest, I was amazed.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, I was amazed as well, to be fair, when people said they searched it and it was the top thing. Because when you release a single, you sort of think, okay, maybe it'll be a few down the pile. But I think because I don't think there's any other songs called My Damage, or that's the only other thing. You have to be careful what you call your track. If it's something unique, then it'll be easier to find than if it's something generic. Like, I know, for example, Selena Gomez and Mabel at the minute in the charts have both got a song called Boyfriend.
Right.
So you try and steer away from that and think of something that's a bit more unique that people will be able to find. However, it's hilarious when you ask Alexa to play it, because rather than saying My Damage by Leanne, she says My Damage by Leanne, because I put a gap in between my name because that's what I'm going for. And I thought, I should have thought that through. But at least if you ask for it, she knows it, which is also amazing, because I never thought that I'd be able to ask Alexa to play me one day. So
that's very cool.
Yeah.
At work the other day, I was working in Splash, and for those of you at home, we get to actually DJ, don't we? Which is wonderful.
Yes.
I love watching you DJ, because you know what you're doing, and there's me. I'm just like staring at this thing in front of me, trying to get music to play. But this little girl came up to me. She must have been about 3, and she just looked at me and she said, "Alexa, play Shotgun." And it was the funniest thing. So I thought, that's how she would ask for music at home, and she's called me Alexa. I found that very, very funny. But yeah, but anyway, yeah. Sorry, we're interviewing you now, aren't we? Excuse me. So yeah, how does one create a pop song? How did you even start? Where did you what was your process?
So basically, a guy who is a producer contacted me on Instagram. And it was really weird, actually. He messaged me and he was like, I've seen some of your stuff. I've seen some of your singing. Do you want to work together, create some music? And I was like, yeah, 100%. And he was like, I work with artists from America, down south, whereabouts are you? And I was like, oh, actually, my hometown's Worksop. And he was like, oh, my God, I live in Mansfield, just round the corner. And it's so weird. Of all the places, you're literally half an hour away, if that. And basically, yeah, met up with him a few times. And he produces loads and loads of songs. So he had loads of tracks that he'd already produced that were just like basic backing tracks kind of thing, if you want to call them that. And then we would sit there for hours and listen to these instrumentals over and over again. Then I would write some lyrics down, we'd put a melody to it, and then, yeah, that was it basically. So it is a tricky process, because you can literally go into writer's block any minute.
Yeah, of course.
We've been sat in the studio for 3 hours, and an hour of that time we've just been messing around because I can't think of anything, because I've been sat there thinking for so long. But he's really cool, and we really bounce off each other, which works really well, because you obviously don't want to work with somebody that you don't really get on with, and we get on like a house on fire, so it's really, really great. So yeah, we basically wrote the songs together, and we're going to continue to do that. I have a couple more singles in the pipeline ready to go, so
fabulous.
They'll be coming out very soon. And then back into the studio ASAP, and get recording some more. And then the whole releasing the track is really easy. There's a website online that does it all for you. So you literally pay for the whole year, send them your songs, they distribute it to each and every individual online music platform, and then you basically then can claim your artist, which is something I've learned recently. So you claim that you are who you say you are, and then you've got full control of that profile, which also means I'm now verified on Spotify and Apple Music, which is really cool.
That's awesome. That's awesome. Everyone, I know that all our listeners will be very interested to see what you do in the future, and we wish you the best of luck.
Thank you very much. Thanks for having me.
That's a pleasure. Take care, my darling.
You too.
Bye.
Bye.
For more information about Musical Talk, please visit our website at musicaltalk.co.uk. You can email us at feedback@musicaltalk.co.uk, listen to past episodes on iTunes and YouTube, and follow our social media channels on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram.